Okay, this video is going to seem a bit strange to many. And then there's some that might have the same thought and idea that I have regarding this topic. Lately, I had just been thinking. And I guess sometimes it get pretty dangerous when I start thinking. They say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. I completely understand that. I completely understand that people can become deceived when they start thinking too much, when their mind is idle, just sitting dormant, doing nothing. Well, that's not the case for me because I'm always busy. I'm always learning. I'm always thinking. And recently, just over, I say, of course, about maybe 2 months, just been thinking back when I was growing up, the moral values that people had at that time, the way youth were at that time, the way adults were at that time. I thought about family and how close family was. I thought about the education system. I thought about spirituality and religions. And then I think about the way things are today. Now, lately, there have been quite a few people, young people, coming up missing. Just disappearing, vanishing, or being murdered, and no one knows what happened to them. There's articles where people become so angry and frustrated with the one that they're with that they not only kill them in their sleep, but they chop them up and they scatter their body parts, different dumpsters, different sides, uh, just different sides of the city. Some on the west side, some on the north side, some on the east side, just scattering their body parts all over the place. When I go into the VA hospital, you see plastered on the wall the rainbow color, the homosexual agenda. I just updated iOS 11, and the wallpapers have at least 4 or 5 gay and lesbian wallpapers. This is in your iPhones. Anywhere you go, on television, in the schools. My granddaughter was watching TV the other day, and I looked at the characters, and some of the characters had rainbows on their clothing, or something that alluded to the gay agenda. So I'm looking at all of these things, man, and I'm thinking, like, why is it that all of a sudden, just say within the last few years, the gay population has grown tremendously and have become, or just about have become, the minority, the majority, to the point where everything that's done in the system is geared toward them. What happened that made people turn to each other for sexual satisfaction? What happened? Of course, people blame it on the weather. They blame it on grits. They blame it on Obama. People have reasons for everything. And maybe I'm not making sense right now because, again, like I said, I'm just thinking. These are just random thoughts that's coming to my mind, which I decided to record and put on a video. And maybe there's other people that's thinking the same way that I'm thinking. I was talking to a family member just yesterday about the same topic. And I said to her, I said, it's almost like the earth had been invaded by aliens. It's like an alien invasion on this earth, a race of alien beings, a race of demons that are now occupying and controlling this earth. A race of demons have come down, have rocked people to sleep, and people are not even aware of what's happening to them. And it starts at the government level. They rock people to sleep, they brainwash them, and people automatically submit. There's no fight in nobody. The only fight that you see in people today is the fight that's against righteousness and goodness. As long as Obama was talking the gay agenda and gay rights and giving people what they want, they're allowed to smoke weed and legalize everything illegal. But when someone comes along and says, listen, this is out of order, we have to put things back in order. Let's make this place great again. Then that race of demons that's in control start spewing out negative propaganda against this person. So now you have all the sheeple, all of these brainwashed people have become an army of unrighteousness, an army of darkness against anything that appears to be righteous. And I'm not just talking about the presidency. I'm just talking about everyday life, just everyday normal, dealing with people every day. People have been transformed. I made a video about sleeping cells, sleeping terror cells, and how these terror cells are waking up. This is a while ago on my Fearless 2005 channel. But then I started thinking about some videos I made on my Dream channel, which YouTube, of course, deleted that whole channel for no reason. But I created that channel again, Dream Prophet. And I try to recover as many videos as I can. There's 2 videos on there that I'm going to put on the bottom. I want you guys to check out these 2 videos. One is about a government pill that causes people to submit without a fight. The other video, or the dream I had, was about the future and aliens. And I was talking about these, well, you have to look at the video, but I'm going to put the 2 links on the bottom and check these 2 videos out, and it's on my Dream channel. And these are videos that were made back like several years ago. Okay? But do you believe in aliens? Do you believe that this earth has been taken over and is now being controlled by a race of aliens or a race of demons or predators. There are alien predators that are on the prowl. And it's funny because that girl in Chicago, people are still trying to figure out what happened to her because she just disappeared. And there was another woman that was in an elevator, just disappeared. They saw the woman standing in the elevator. They saw the elevator opening up. She walk out, she come back in, she walk out, come back in, the woman disappeared. Where did that woman go? What happened to that girl in Chicago? Why are they covering it up? It's beyond these young people that was in that room. It's beyond that. It's bigger than that. To the point where it's being covered up not just by the hotel, but also by the authorities. What happened to that girl? And this is not going to be the last time these things will occur. A thought also came to mind too is, for those of you who have children in daycare, you have to really be watchful of them. Even if it means showing up at the school unexpectedly just to check on them. Don't allow the child to see you. Just peek in on them and see if they're okay. There's a movie that came out a long time ago, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Who remembers that movie? If you're old enough to remember that movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Well, we see that occurring today, where bodies are being snatched. And the first thing people think about is their body parts are being sold, their organs are being sold and donated. And for some odd reason, black people are targeted. Some people believe that black people are targeted because of the melanin in our skin. Somebody sent me a link today. I'm going to try to find it. If I find it, I'm going to post it on the bottom as well. And it's got a list of all of the blacks that were shot and killed by police. Now, after these people are shot and killed by police, of course the family will go through the funeral and the bereaving. But after that body is allegedly buried, who's to say that those bodies aren't dug up, or they pretend to bury these bodies or cremate them? You think you're looking at a cremation or a funeral, but in reality, it's a replacement. But their organs and their body parts are sold off. Who's to say that that's not happening? And I know I'm all over the place. Credo Matwa. He's got some videos out. And he's somehow linked to David Icke. And he was talking one time about how he was abducted by aliens. And how he actually saw another human being that was abducted. And then when they were dropped off some strange place, he happened to run into this guy. He recognized this person from also being abducted. But he said that he was abducted, and he talked about his experience. And he said that when he came back, he had talents and gifts that he didn't have before. He was able to take an engine apart, a car engine, and put it back together. He talked about how his artistic abilities have grown. But the thing that stood out the most was when he said that when he came back, he also realized that he was bisexual. So what did that abduction have to do with his sexuality? Was he raped? Why, if this is true, why was he bisexual when the aliens brought him back? And this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. And maybe it's late. Maybe I'm thinking too much. But who's to say that a lot of what we hear about in the media, a lot of what we see, and even the people that we deal with every day are not a part of the alien race? This is a Bible verse that says, "Be not forgetful how you entertain strangers, for some have entertained angels unaware." Keep in mind that angels aren't always good angels. Dark angels are demons, but they're still angels. Be not forgetful how you entertain strangers, for some have entertained angels unaware. Good or bad angels. The bad angels are demons. So who's to say that we're not dealing with a demonic race every single day? Why has people become bisexual, lesbian, transgender? And look how it was in stages. It's almost like there were stages of this occurring. First, they start promoting the gay agenda and trying to get gay rights and gay marriage and transgender, and they start tacking on letters LGBTQ or whatever. And now the big thing is transgender. They went from gay rights to transgender rights, androgynous beings. Now, at one time I read from the Gnostic texts, the Gnostic scriptures, and the Gnostic scriptures refer to them as androgynous demons. I've had dreams of androgynous demons. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that dream link on the bottom. So on the bottom, I'm going to put 3 dream links that I want you guys to check out. One talking about the androgynous demons, a dream I had. One talking about the submission pill that the government had and how people just submit. And the third video, the dream video I have, is regarding the aliens that was on this earth. So what are your thoughts about that? I know some people are afraid to talk about these things because they don't want to appear to be crazy or losing their mind or something like that. But things are different. People are different. The family has been destroyed. And those few families that's still close are under attack. The relationship between man and woman is being attacked, but gay relationships are being supported. So this is all by design. It's by design that people are under some type of witchcraft. They're under a spell that they can't pull themselves out. They're against God. So that right there disarms them. So in spite of how much they try to will themselves from under this curse, it will not work. Especially if they turn their backs on the Most High. But that's all a part of the programming. I'm sitting there watching people. I was in Sam's Club the other day, and Costco's. And I was just sitting back watching people, and people are like robots. I'm sitting there watching, everybody's just doing their shopping, no smiles, no nothing. And their faces are glued into their cell phones. It's like they never come up for air. I'm driving down the street and you got people walking in the street, don't see the car coming, and their face is glued inside their cell phone. So what is it about these electronic devices that's manipulating the energy, the electrical currents in people's brains, brainwashing them? The television brainwashing you, the computer screen brainwashing you, cell phones brainwashing you. And then there's magnetic currents that's in the air that's affecting your brains. David Icke spoke on that in his books about how your mind is being manipulated without you realizing, and how you're being controlled by something outside of yourself. And I've even questioned in the past, how do you know your thoughts are your thoughts? The things you do, things that you've never done before, you're now doing them. I've never seen a time like today. And the only thing I can feed off of is when I grew up, coming up through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s. But when we got into, and that's probably what Prince was singing about, 1999. See, people were looking for catastrophe. They were looking for destruction. But destruction came in another form. That destruction came destroying the family values, destroying you as a human being, turning you into androids, robots, mindless beings. And any thinking person is now under attack. Just look at what happens under YouTube and Facebook. How they drew you into that. And people are so addicted to these social medias that they have no other choice but to submit. They can't pull away from it. They can't put it down. And if you put it down, you become so bored, you don't care to live anymore. So, are we being controlled by a race of demons? A race of aliens? Predators? No one is really free unless you're in Christ. So, I'm going to put those 3 links on the bottom. You guys feedback and tell me what you think. Subscribe. Click on the link, the PayPal link, and support this channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.